Nathan Thompson with Exemplify Health Center. Today's exercise is the repetitive cervical traction. All right, so when you're unpacking your home care kit, one of the first things that you're going to notice is you're going to notice this black box looking thing. And so this black box looking thing is actually an expander, and it helps you to do the repetitive cervical traction away from the door. We're going to show you what that looks like in just a second. But the next one that you're going to have is you're going to have your repetitive cervical traction unit. Just a couple of things with this repetitive cervical traction unit is you're going to see two little pads on the unit that's going to be going behind the neck. And the reason why we have this is that this provides padding on the back of the neck right in through here. All right, so let's show you how to set up the repetitive cervical traction unit at home. The first thing that you want to actually find is you want to find a door that's fairly sturdy. And remember, we talked about this black box, and this black box is going to be used as a spacer to try to get that repetitive cervical traction unit away from the wall so that you can actually do it with the right spinal mechanics. So you're going to take this black expander, and you're going to notice there's a little tab here, and this is going to go behind the door. So when you're putting this on, you want to make sure that you're getting it as close as possible to the actual hinges, because that's the strongest area of the door. So let's say that we were at home, we found the door that we are going to use. We're going to put this black tab, we're going to put it actually behind the door. Once we get it behind the door, let's slide it as close as we can to the hinges, and then we're going to make sure that the door is shut and secure. So this is going to be the spacer that we're going to use, and then attach the repetitive traction to it. All right, so once we have the spacer secured in the door, now we want to secure the repetitive cervical traction unit to the spacer. You're going to see this little cloth tab that's hanging out, and this is what we're going to tie the rope into the actual spacer. So you want to make sure that you're getting it at the right height. I'll show you approximately the right height that you're going to want to be at. So let's go ahead and let's secure the repetitive cervical traction unit to the spacer. So you're just going to go ahead and you're going to bring it through and then tie that into a knot, and then make sure that when you do it that you actually see that it's secure. All right, so once we've secured the repetitive cervical traction unit to the spacer and then to the door, we're going to show you how to properly do repetitive cervical traction. Remember, this is a mixed procedure, so this is what you're going to be doing first before you do anything else. Kelly's going to show you how to properly do it. The first thing that you should notice is when you're walking up, or the correct height of cervical traction unit, is that this fat portion of it should be at approximately your chin height or just a little bit below. So Kelly's going to go ahead, and we can see that as she walks up to it, you can see that it goes just chin level, so that way it's not too high or too low. So let's go ahead and let's secure this behind your neck. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the proper way to do repetitive cervical traction. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you're not too far away from the unit. You want to make sure that you're as close as possible. You want to take a reverse hand grip that will keep your elbows in versus doing it this way. And you're going to notice that when she does it, she's going to be dropping straight down. So go ahead and then back up. So go ahead and drop straight down and then back up. Now, Kelly, I want you to show me the right kind of timing and how you should be doing it. So go ahead and just do 5 good reps. All right, great. So let's go over a couple of ways that people can actually do this wrong. The first way that a lot of people will do this wrong is they'll be too far away from the wall. So what you're going to notice is if you're too far away from the wall, and then you typically will start to bend forward, and that's actually not going to provide any kind of correction, and it's not going to correct any forward head posture. So make sure, number one, that you're not too far away from the wall and that you're not bending forward. So show me 5 bad reps. Okay? Now, the other thing that we can see too is go ahead and go back into the normal position. Now, the other thing that we see is instead of bending forward is actually bend backwards. So we shouldn't be bending backwards. So go ahead and do 5 reps bending backwards. So to make sure that you're not bending backwards in that position, but instead you should just think of yourself as doing and just dropping straight down. What you should feel is you should feel the neck actually separate and not compress. So this is the repetitive cervical traction.